Viewers got a surprise when they watched the third episode of Doctor Who's new Season 1, when already announced companion actor Varada Sethu for Season 2 showed up early. Well, I say surprise, I didn't get a surprise because I didn't notice. I only found out who had been playing Mundy when I saw people talking about it on Twitter the next day. But some people were very surprised when watching. So, what does her appearance mean here? Well, I think there are 3 distinct possibilities, and the show has done each of them before. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome to Culture Filter. I'm the fill-in filter. Let's talk about Varada Sethu and what might be going on, because there have been times before that companion actors have popped up before their stint as companions started, and they could shed some light onto what might be going on here. 1. The Amy and Martha scenario. It is possible that Varada was first booked as a guest appearance on just this one episode, and maybe the production team were very impressed with her acting, and when it came to cast a new companion for Season 2, she came to mind and they invited her to audition. But that effectively, the 2 characters are completely separate and not narratively linked to each other in any meaningful way. This has happened twice before in the modern show for companions. Freema Agyeman's first role on Doctor Who wasn't as Martha Jones. It was actually in the previous season's finale 2-parter playing Torchwood employee Adola. Once Freema was cast as Martha, a throwaway line about how her cousin had worked at Canary Wharf, aka Torchwood 1 HQ, was added to explain the 2 characters looking eerily familiar. Karen Gillan, who played companion Amy Pond, similarly appeared the season before her debut as a companion, as a completely different character, as one of the soothsayers in the fires of Pompeii. Quite a bit of makeup on, so they presumably didn't feel the need there to explain this one with a throwaway line like they had with Freema. Away from companions, it was also done with Eve Miles, appearing in Season 1, or Series 1 I should say, and then as a main character in Torchwood. Again, a throwaway line was in there somewhere. It's also happened with multiple Doctors. Colin Baker was in the series as Gallifreyan Commander Maxwell in the 5th Doctor's era before being cast as the 6th Doctor, and Peter Capaldi twice graced the Whoniverse before being cast as the 12th Doctor. First, as the Roman Caecilius. Did I pronounce that right? Probably not. Caecilius? One of those might be right. Either way, that was also in the episode The Fires of Pompeii. And then the government official John Frobisher in Torchwood Children of Earth. So, we might get Varada as a brand new character in Season 2 that doesn't really have any story need to be linked to the character of Mundy. But perhaps they might add a throwaway line about being an ancestor of hers or something, just to keep us fanboys happy. 2. The Donna Noble scenario. Catherine Tate's companion character of Donna Noble was originally meant to be a one-off for the Christmas special set between Seasons 2 and 3. But the production team loved her character so much that when they were plotting Season 4, they decided to bring her back as a full-time companion. And then loved her so much that 14 years later they brought her back again for the 60th anniversary specials. Could the situation with Varada be similar to that? That she was hired for this one episode, and they loved the character so much that they decided to bring that exact character back. And it's Mundy we'll be seeing return in Season 2. I actually think this is probably the least likely, mainly due to the fact that there have been reports of her character in Season 2 being referred to by a completely different name. I have a whole video on that if you want to know what her name might mean, and why it might mean she's from the 1950s, so check that one out after this. But those reports could be wrong, or even Mundy could be a surname and the other name heard could be a first name. That would make sense with her being in the military in this episode. Military personnel are often referred to by each other by their surnames. Then there's the third option, the Clara Oswald scenario, where it's all been planned from the beginning and there is a significant plot reason why the 2 characters are linked. In Clara's case, we later learn that she throws herself into the Doctor's time stream, and versions of herself are scattered through time, each meeting a past incarnation of the Doctor, which is how she ends up in the Dalek Asylum as Oswin, meeting the 11th Doctor, and also another version of her ends up meeting him in Victorian London. Neither with the memories of, let's call her Prime Clara, who we meet in the modern day said episode The Bells of St. John, and who goes on to travel with the 11th and 12th Doctors. It obviously won't be exactly the same type of setup, but there could be some kind of significant plot arc reason why the Doctor meets two people with the same face beyond just a throwaway line about them being related. We've been told that Varada's character will have ties to Ruby's story somehow, so if this option is taken, expect the reason the characters are linked also to be something to do with Ruby's story arc. So which of these three options do you think is the most likely? Let me know in the comments below. And check out my other video about Varada's companion character for season 2 and what her name might be and what it might mean by clicking on the screen now.